I never thought I'd be the one who was betrayed. You always believe it's someone else. There's someone in your neighborhood, at work, or over coffee who talks too much. But not you, your family, or your marriage. My name is Rachel. Things changed in a way I didn't expect the night I found out the truth. I felt like I couldn't even breathe. I had been married to Mark for 9 years. We met at a friend's 4th of July party, of all places. His stupid mistake was spilling soda on my white dress. He said sorry 100 times, then laughed so hard I forgot I was mad. By the end of the week, we had been on 3 more dates. That night we talked until dawn. He was quirky and driven. I fell hard and he caught me. After 2 years, we got married in a small private ceremony at my grandparents' lake house. It wasn't fancy, but it was wonderful. Things weren't always easy. We had problems with money at first, then with not being able to have children, and finally with balancing work and parenting. But I thought we always found our way back to each other. Mark was a business lawyer in downtown Chicago. Long hours, a lot of stress, and texts all the time. I didn't mind the expectations, the stress, or the late nights. I understood them. The 2 girls, Emma and Grace, and I lived together, and I had a small interior design business out of my house. Our schedule was busy, but in a way it was reassuring. We had movie nights, pancakes on the weekends, and other little habits that made life feel safe. It was just another Thursday night. I made his favorite pasta dish and lit a candle, as I often did to make the night feel a little warmer. I wore sweatpants and my hair was in a messy bun. I was shoving Grace into her pajamas when my phone rang. Working late once more, large case, do not wait. When I read Mark's message, "Love you," I answered with a simple heart. I kissed Grace. He said goodnight and went back to the kitchen to put away dinner. I didn't even blink because I was so used to these late nights and trusting him. That's when it took place. I picked up our shared iPad to put on a playlist while I was cleaning the table. When I tapped the screen, I thought the normal Spotify app would open, but instead a message prompt showed up. A sneak peek at a text message from someone named Ashley. I miss her touch as I think about last night. I had a stomachache. I first thought it might be trash. I called the wrong number, but I was curious, so I checked the message thread. That's when the truth hit me like a freight train. It wasn't spam. It was a long string of personal, emotionally charged texts between Mark and this woman. Ashley. The texts went back weeks, not months. They talked about hotels, weekend trips, and their favorite songs. She sent them selfies, emojis, and even inside jokes that they both knew. He called her and told her he was thinking about her all the time. Voice messages, pictures, and even a video of them at a hotel pool together made me freeze. I couldn't blink or move, and my heart was beating so fast I could barely hear myself think. Everything in my body got cold. The iPad was the only thing that kept me connected to the real world as I sat on the kitchen floor. I didn't even know I was crying when the tears started to fall. I kept telling myself, no, this can't be real. But every word, every picture, and every time stamp were all there. Behind my back, the guy I loved and who was the father of my children was living another life. I did not know how long I stayed there. When the front door finally opened, Mark walked in. His tie was looser and his suit was wrinkled. He looked tired, as he always does. He laughed when he saw me. "Hey, honey, you're still awake." I didn't say a word. I slowly got up and held out the iPad. "What's this?" he asked, his face falling quickly. I didn't need to say anything. He knew. He stared at the screen for a long time, then looked up at me. His eyes were wide and sketchy. "Rachel, I can explain?" I laughed. It wasn't a good laugh. It was empty, sharp, and bitter. "Could you explain this?" He took a step forward, but I stepped back. I could feel my whole body shaking. "It just happened," he said softly. "I didn't mean to hurt you, but you did. Every day you hurt me, but when you got home, you looked me in the eye like everything was okay," I yelled. "You kissed our kids goodnight every night while you knew you were lying to yourself. I wasn't trying to." "Stop," I begged, my voice breaking. "Just stop." We didn't say anything as we stood there. He didn't fight back or beg, but he did look defeated, like the harm was too great to fix. It could have been that night. I slept in the guest room with the door locked. I stared at the ceiling for hours, trying to figure out what was real and what wasn't. Every memory felt tainted. Every touch, smile, and I love you made me question it all. I made up my mind by morning. I packed a bag for myself and the girls and called my sister to say I was coming over for a few days. I didn't yell or make a scene, I just left. Mark stood by the door as we left, his eyes red and cloudy. He whispered, "Please don't do this." I looked him in the eye and told him, "You already did." The next few weeks were some of the hardest of my life. I went through every step. Death, sadness, anger, denial, rage, numbness. I went to therapy, talked to my sister, and wrote in my book late at night when I couldn't sleep. I tried to be strong in front of Emma and Grace, but some nights I cried into my pillow so hard I couldn't breathe. Mark sent flowers, cards, and emails. He tried to explain, say sorry, and ask for a second chance. He told me that he broke up with Ashley because it was a mistake, but love doesn't lie for months. Love doesn't live a secret life and then come home to a family. In the end, I asked for a divorce. That wasn't why I did it. It was to find peace and take back control of a life I didn't know. People say that time fixes everything, but I don't think that it can erase shame. There's nothing that can be fixed by time, but it can help you understand why someone did what they did. I got back to work and painted the girls' bedroom walls a soft lilac colour. We hadn't talked in weeks, except for the odd email about the kids. He looked older and tired, like a ghost of the man I used to know. He gave a weak smile. "Thank you," I said. "You look good." There was a long pause, and then he asked, "Do you hate me?" I took a moment to look at him. "I don't hate you, but I will never trust you again. We can't exist without trust." He nodded, his eyes looking down. I was sorry for what I said, and then I left. Today I'm not going to act like everything is fine. It's not. There are still hard nights. I still reach for someone who isn't there some mornings, but I'm slowly getting better and stronger than I ever thought I could be. I learned that cheating doesn't make you who you are. It hurts you deeply, but it doesn't get to decide how your story ends. That night I couldn't even breathe. But now I can breathe better than ever.